Hey guys, so I have a quick video today. One of my friends picked up this Guns Modify PMag, and so thought I'd just take it out of the box, give you guys my thoughts and impressions, and do a little bit of compare and contrast as well. We've got actual Gen 3 PMag here that we'll be comparing it against, and then obviously taking a look at, you know, the tried and true Stanag Tokyo Marui. Also have a G&P PMag here, so we'll take a little bit look here. See what are the major differences between the magazines, and you know, give you guys a couple extra data points to go off of when you are thinking about purchasing some new magazines. So first thing that I want to cover here is just the differences in the externals, comparing and contrasting, you know, the Guns Modify to the actual PMag, similarities, differences, that sort of thing. And then if you want to skip ahead to just look at the performance of the PMag, I'll be doing some FPS consistency testing it against the different magazines, as well as going over some performance metrics. But just to kick things off with the externals, so this is obviously the blue one. Friend of mine's building a blue gun, and so this is actually perfect. They have three different colors. They've got the blue, they've got the tan, and then they've got the black. And so basically here we have, you know, it's full plastic all the way through. I know some other, you know, Tokyo Marui PMags, just like the G&P here, it actually has a metal top and then it's plastic down here on the bottom. So taking a look at the actual PMag that I've got here, the similarities are pretty good. Like, everything is where it needs to be for the most part. There's some subtle differences, but I mean, really, they did a great job replicating the actual PMag, down to even the gate back here where the injection molding happens. You know, they sanded that back down. So all in all, I mean, this is a dead to rights replica of the actual Gen 3 PMag. One thing that's interesting that I do want to note here is on the back, you can see they ground back the plastic. It did maybe a second process after they did the injection molding. They ground this back so it would actually fit into the magazine well of the MWS. Whereas if you try to do that with a real PMag, it actually ends up jamming. So I think what they ended up doing, just speculation here, is it looks like they got a mold, or were able to do a copy of a PMag, and then, you know, they just made the mold, and then as a secondary process, they skimmed some off the back so that it would actually fit into an MWS. One other thing to note, kind of the differences, I mean, the similarities are pretty good. I mean, the texturing is just a little bit different, but I mean, looks and everything, I mean, this thing is dead on, as far as I'm concerned. So one of the differences between the actual PMag and this Guns Modify version, I'm gonna get these end plates off so you can see this a little better, but there's a little bit different materials used. So the only way to really explain it is that the Guns Modify one is a little bit more plasticky, whereas the actual PMag has more of a glass, stone-like kind of texture. It's a lot, it feels like a harder material, it flexes less. So if you can see, I'm just squeezing this here, and I mean, the real PMag is barely moving here, and with the Guns Modify version, it moves a fair bit. But again, that's neither here nor there. I mean, once it's all together, it's just a different feel in your hand, but you wouldn't know any better if you've never held an actual PMag. Something else that I want to note here is that real Ranger plates do work with this version, the Guns Modify, so boom, goes on there, no problem. The only thing to note is that it does move around a fair bit here. So there's a little bit of flex, it's not too bad. You'd probably barely notice it in a game, but that's really it. Other than that, I mean, it looks like a really faithful replica to the actual PMag. So let's take a look at the performance. So one thing I wanted to note while I was loading up the BBs into the Guns Modified PMag was just to note that it is a bit smaller of a window for the BBs to pop out and actually load into the mechanism. Also, it was a little bit tougher to load in the BBs. I use the Tokyo Marui XL BB loader with just the clip-on adapter here, and I've always loaded all of my Stanag mags with that and have had zero problems. This one was a little bit tougher to get loaded, but in the end, it is full there. Just wanted to make a quick note of the differences, and kind of where the BB actually sits as well is just, it's a little bit higher up on the feed lips as well. So I'm not sure if that's going to cause any feeding issues down the line. Time's going to tell. This is really just kind of a first look at the Guns Modified mag here. All right, one other thing I want to note is that it is a silent load when you load up the gas into the mag. So let's get some FPS testing in here. Current ambient is 68 degrees. So we'll go ahead, take a couple of shots here. So decent amount of variance, maybe 23 from the first shot to the last shot FPS. I'm gonna take a couple more. Might have been just a hot first round. Yeah, kind of settling out there. Maybe 10-15 FPS difference from shot to shot. And so now we've loaded up the stock Tokyo Marui mag. So as you can see there, a little bit more consistent, still about 10, not quite 15, but about 10 FPS variance there from shot to shot. And first shot was doing about 330. So similar-ish ranges. The Guns Modified mag does shoot just a little bit hotter. And these are 0.2 gram BBs. Okay, so next up, I'm just gonna do full auto string of fire. I'm gonna hold my finger down on the trigger until the magazine is empty. Gave them a little bit of a rest and topped off the gas, so we'll see if we can get through the whole mag. So, had a jam. Looks to be clear, looks okay. We'll try one more time. Had another jam. Okay, looks like we were able to clear the mag, but it had some problems. So we'll try the stock Tokyo Marui gun mag and see what happens. Jam. Okay, I think it's my gun at this point. The nozzle looks like it's frozen over too. Okay, so a little technical difficulty there, but that's why I have multiple MWSs. So let these guys warm up a little bit, and we'll try again with a different MWS. So another jam. All right, I'm gonna try with the Tokyo Marui mag. And maybe I'm just unlucky today. It is not working out for me today. Was able to clear the mag on semi-auto, but for some reason it's just not happening with full auto, and Hey, that's why gas blowbacks are seasonal. So I think that's gonna wrap up the testing for today, and just give you a little idea. I mean, both seem to have the same failure points with the full auto fire and it just jamming up. So time will tell, and we'll come back to these and see how they're doing. Check in with my friend and, you know, see if he's enjoying these. Have heard pretty good reports about it, so we'll go ahead and leave it at that. And until next time, catch you guys out there in the field.